signatory to the Rome Statute, and Finland is also a signatory to the Rome Statute. So under that, he can be tried in Nigeria. He can also be tried even in Finland. Now, the question becomes, should he be extradited? Do we have because for you to extradite, usually there should be a bilateral agreement. And from all indication, Nigeria do not have a bilateral agreement with Finland. However, since it's an international crime, he can still be extradited to Nigeria based on the international conventions and the Rome Statute. So, but it's a question of also, what will be the conditions? The conditions will now be onerous. Can Nigeria satisfy the requirements of extraditing one to Nigeria without having a bilateral agreement with Finland? So this is where we are. Going into the accusations against him, we are from Nigeria. Some of us are from the southeast, and we know that the act of terrorism, which involves instilling fear on civilian population to achieve a political goal, because you must understand what is the meaning of terrorism. Are you using unconventional means to instill fear on citizens in order to achieve a political goal? Once it's there, and especially once there is harm, and once people are dying, then certainly the conditions may have been fulfilled. But like I said, it's only the courts of law, either in Finland or in Nigeria, that can determine that, and it's evidence that will assist us to solve that.
Professionally speaking, the Finnish authorities have done their due diligence, and they have reasonable grounds to arrest Mr. Simon Èkpà. And in that arrest, they followed due diligence to now charge him based on the information we are getting. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do for clarifications. It's now meant for the law court in Finland to now look into the request by the Chief of Defense Staff to extradite Simon Èkpà to Nigeria. Professionally speaking, the chances are possible to extradite Simon Èkpà to Nigeria. However, in my opinion, it's almost impossible, though it's not 100% impossible. Because one, there is no extradition treaty between Finland and Nigeria. Number two, the Finnish authorities have every right to take him to court to answer to the charges against him. And that is perfect, that is due diligence. And afterwards, don't forget the CJEU, the Criminal Justice of the European Union, also have a right under the European human rights to also test if he's suitable to be extradited to Nigeria based on one, the charges against him, and number two, the fundamentals, because he has to defend himself in a court of law. You cannot just bring charges without him answering in response to the reasons why A, he's inciting violence, to the fundamentals why he thinks there's a reason for him to request for self-determination for the people of Biafra. The Criminal Court of Justice of the European Union has to check if they believe in self-determination. They have to check if they believe in human rights abuses, because bringing that man to Nigeria is a great idea, but I'm not sure that the Chief of Defense Staff should go home and relax and sleep, because they have to consider the human rights records in Nigeria as a country. Obviously, we are all Nigerians. We know our human rights records. There is nothing to boast about. And in instances like people that have disappeared in Nigeria, off my head, Daddy Atta is still being looked for. Nobody has seen him for years. The people that participated in the so-called NSAS protest, many of them, after the panel, no human rights justice for them. The people that were involved in the End Bad Governance protest, no human rights for them. Even last week, we saw the human abuse of a couple by an army general. Up to today, we are still hearing. Or about politicians who believe they can buy the justice system in Nigeria. Or politicians who believe they can buy vehicles, build houses for justices. So obviously, we have to understand that Simon Èkpà has to answer to his charges against him. I think that's due diligence to do, and I support that. However, we have to also ask ourselves, can the Finnish authorities, if they want to copy what we do in Nigeria, example, Simon Èkpà is a politician in Finland today. He joined politics in 2017 and is a member of the National Coalition Party, the ruling party in Finland today. They won their national elections in February this year, and they have a president of the country. Simon Èkpà also served the country as an army officer. Now, if you look at this human rights record in Nigeria, what Nigerian politicians have done about justice in Nigeria, do you think the National Coalition Party of Finland will feel comfortable to extradite Simon Èkpà to Nigeria based on zero extraditory treaty between Nigeria and Finland and based on human rights of Nigeria in general? So I think the right thing has been done. But in conclusion, sir, I think Nigeria also has the copy from Finland.
All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So we all are very, very happy over the recent update from Finland, because the Zoo Nigerian media, all they keep spreading is false information about our PM, about our agitation, about our freedom. Each time the Nigerian government wants to do something bad, they pay their own propaganda media to spread false information. Remember last year, the Nigerian government told us that Simon Ekpa had been taken to the War Toughest prison. They said it was broadcasted, it was sent in their media. Even the Nigerian military have to react to it. Secondly, this same Musa came out to tell us that the extradition process of Simon Ekpa will not even take up to 2 months or 2 weeks. We are in the 4th month now since Simon Ekpa was taken into detention in the local police. Now, what is happening in the Biafra land? How many killings are going on in Biafra land? How many massacres are going on in Biafra land? Who is the so-called terrorist? Is Simon Ekpa the terrorist that killed over 250 Christians in Jos? Is Simon Ekpa the terrorist that kills over 500 farmers in Benue? Each month, Benue people come out to do mass burial regarding the killings caused by these Fulani Janjaweeds. You should ask the Nigerian government, the Finnish authorities should ask the Nigerian government, all these killings, all these massacres that have been going on for long, have anybody been caught? You tell me that some group of people will come to a community and massacre close to 100 and something people. Up till now, the Nigerian Zoo police and the Nigerian Zoo military have not been able to respond or able to dictate or investigate, even to catch one person involved in this killing. So they are using the lives of the Zoo country for their own political gain, just like they are using the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu for their political gain. These so-called politicians will come together. They will tell you they are going to go and meet Tinubu to agitate for the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu. But when they go to meet Tinubu, they even tell him to keep this man there, because they know the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu will bring salvation to all the Biafrans. Any day Martin Nnamdi Kanu is released, the land of Biafra will be turned upside down. People will stop the streets and rejoice of our freedom. So that is it. So never you believe the Nigerian propaganda media. All they keep doing is to make sure that they damage and destroy every little space by which we, the Biafrans, will be able to breathe or collaborate with our so-called agitation. But very soon, the Nigerian government will have no other option than to seek for a referendum. That is it. We are not going into any conventional war with the Nigerian state. The whole world is observing the kind of human rights activities that are being violated in Nigerian Zoo country. So this second speaker said everything. The Nigerian government have no rights and they have no record of extradition with Finland. So never you believe those false information the Nigerian propaganda media have been trying to spread. Each time you want to get your legit information, raw data regarding what is actually happening in Biafra land and also the war between the Biafra Liberation Army and the Zoo Army of Nigeria, you come to this channel. You can check back our previous videos, then you understand why we, the local media, we continue to push our agitation and support and liberation of our people from the zoo country called Nigeria. So do well to react to all these videos on the comment section. Make sure you subscribe and share this video. Now let's share the important topic of today. Then you understand why the Nigerian government have failed and they don't have enough evidence or tangible petition to jail Bassey Simon Ekpa or to even tag him a terrorist. The only reason they are calling this man a terrorist is because this man is agitating for the release and freedom of his people. Every convention that have been held in Finland have been signed by the Finnish authorities. Even this last declaration, the Finnish authorities signed the particular document that led to the ceremony that happened in Finland. So they are not new to agitation. They are not new to our agitation. They know that we have a government in exile already. And we have a prime minister, which is Simon Ekpa. The only problem we, the Biafrans, have is that some people in this particular cabinet and some people in this particular government are trying to sabotage every pillars of great structure Simon Ekpa laid. So the Nigerian zoo government are trying to use some of these so-called Biafrans to fight each other, so that the future authorities will look like as if it's a terrorist group or something bad happened. So my advice to all of us, the Biafrans, is that this is the best time for us to come together and make sure we fight this terrible government, because gradually the terrible government is sinking, and we, the Biafrans, should never sink with it. Now, stay tuned.
Today is set to be the 23rd of April 2025. Yesterday, someone sent a message to me saying, "Oh, Rosé, I like your courage. You are very tough. Continue. May God bless you." Well, I will first of all say amen to that prayer. But let me tell you guys something that you need to understand. In this country, there's what they call took away freedom of speech because of their evil agenda to Islamize the whole country and subjugate the Christian. That is what they are carrying out in the whole of the Southeast. The killings are becoming very, very much. The unaliving of people is becoming unbearable and unspeakable. Why? Because when you try to speak about the evil that they are doing in Nigeria, they use the military to come after you. They use police to come after you. They use any security apparatus to come after you. This is what they do in Nigeria. So Nigeria is not a safe place. There is nothing like rule of law in Nigeria. Democracy is far from Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria that you cannot find the kind of law system, government system anywhere in the world. There is nowhere in the world that you can find the way Nigeria is treating their citizens. So that person who said to me that I'm doing good, they like my, no, it's not, it is my right. I'm speaking out my right to the world to understand that this is what we are going through. That is why Nigeria is a failed nation. Nigeria is a failed state, and I will continue to say it because that is the same way it is. Now, going to a message that somebody sent to me yesterday. My brother, some of our brothers, Igbo brothers, are very heartless and useless and wicked. Now, this person claims that he's a Biafran, sending me a message that our prime minister will be extradited on the 15th of June 2025. I'm like, are you mad? Is anything wrong with your head? That they have concluded that the Finnish authority has founded Mazi Simon Èkpà guilty, that the Finnish authority has done all the documentation. They have gone to the southeast, that Simon Èkpà was putting, what is it called, sit at home, giving orders for sit at home and destroying the economy of the southeast and all whatnot. And so for that reason, an Igbo man was sending me this thing. So please, don't ever, I want to warn you, keep that nonsense to yourself. Don't ever send me that rubbish again. So if you know that Simon Èkpà has committed all this crime, keep it to yourself. Don't send it to me, or you can send it to any other platform. Don't ever send those kind of rubbish to me. This is how the heart of man is. Very wicked. Just because most of you did not believe that this Buddha, Èkpà, Nona Finland, as you call him, will be able to declare Biafra. You are angry for no reason. I don't know what is wrong with you people. Is it because of the economy of Nigeria? Is it because of the poverty in Nigeria? Is it because of the people ruling you? That is why you don't have brain to think again. Honestly, the thing is, I was so angry, I had to block that idiot. And it's on our WhatsApp group. Please stop sending me such nonsense. If that is what, in fact, let me tell Biafrans one thing that they have to know today. You see, Oge Nkeri, when our prime minister was called in for questioning, Oge Nkeri quickly come out and started fighting for acting prime minister. Reason is because they thought that they would extradite our prime minister back to Nigeria. But they didn't know that, as illiterate-minded as they are, they didn't know that their laws does not work like that. They have a different law. A person who has a Finnish document, a person who has a son in Finland, then they will now leave his son here. Can you see how you people think like an idiot? They will leave his son here and now extradite him to Nigeria for what crime? For defending himself? Self-determination in any Europe, in fact, in any world, anywhere in the world, is not a crime. and is enshrined in UN Charter. You people are stupid, coming to my platform to tell me rubbish. What does not exist? So none of you is even praying for Mazi Simon Ekpa to come out. And then you are there saying, oh, Simon Ekpa was defending us. Simon Ekpa. All of you are evil. All of you. Sending me that Simon Ekpa's case. Can you imagine? You are even in Nigeria or sending me that somebody that is in Finland here is coming back 15th of June. Eh? Please, respect yourself. Don't send that nonsense again to me, please. Nobody should. If you have such thing, keep it to yourself. Don't send it to my phone again. Otherwise, I'll curse you. The liberation is not even your problem. Your problem is Ekpa should come back to Nigeria. And Igbo man who's sending me this nonsense. Please, Biko, just respect yourself. This is what Sonia Barawa and the rest of them thought that would happen. And that's why they were fighting Ngozi Orabueze left and right. Because they thought Ekpa would be coming back to Nigeria. That was their plan. That was their prayer. People without conscience. Wicked people. So please, in this country, they have freedom of movement, freedom of speech, freedom to associate, freedom to do everything. But don't cross your boundaries. Don't cross your line. Don't cross the line. Everything here is structured in a way that your opinion can help the government to grow in their where they are lacking back. But Nigeria does not have such. If you go and tell the government of Nigeria of their mistake or they do any mistake, they come after you. That is what they have been doing. That is what they do. That is why most of you can no longer think well. You like, oh, when we do this now, we are in trouble. I am. That's why I'll keep calling Ogen Kere out, because I know I'm on my rights, telling him to come and prove if this is right or wrong. They thought Mazi Simon Ekpa will be extradited to Nigeria. Shame on all of you. Anyways, Biafrans, our Prime Minister will be coming out next month. That's the reality on ground. Let me stop this video here. So angry this morning.
Our side grinders are here.
Political standing. Meanwhile, the leadership of the United States of Biafra, including Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ngozi Orabueze and 40 governors, met to discuss major regional security and policy issues. I want to walk you through everything that has unfolded around the case of Mr. Simon Èkpà, whose journey through Finland's legal system has captured attention across continents. It all began late last year when Finnish authorities moved to detain him on suspicion of serious offences. In November of 2024, the Finnish National Bureau of Investigation arrested Mr. Simon Èkpà, a Finnish-Nigerian municipal politician and self-declared Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, alongside 4 associates. They were accused of public incitement to commit crimes with terrorist intent, an offence that Finnish courts treat with the highest level of precaution. The Päijät-Häme District Court in Lahti, Finland, ordered that Mr. Èkpà remain in custody, citing probable cause that he had used his social media channels to urge violence and criminal activity in southeastern Nigeria. Mr. Simon Ekpa's background is crucial to understanding why his case has reverberated so widely. Born in Nigeria and later naturalized as a Finnish citizen, he rose to prominence as a leading voice for those advocating secession of the Biafra region from Nigeria. His actions, particularly the issuance of sit-at-home orders and curfews via online broadcasts, drew both fervent support and fierce condemnation. Authorities in Finland, working in cooperation with Nigerian counterparts, froze his assets and those of companies linked to him, believing they were being used to finance activities they deemed terrorist in nature. From the moment of his arrest, Mr. Simon Èkpà's detention made headlines. His case was unusual in Finland, where terrorism trials are rare. The charges stemmed from alleged offences committed between August 23, 2021 and November 18, 2024 in Lahti, where he was accused of inciting violence and collecting funds in violation of Finland's Money Collection Act. Despite an earlier detention in 2023 on suspicion of illegal fundraising, after which he was released, this second arrest prompted a far more rigorous inquiry. Finnish investigators spent weeks poring over social media posts, financial records, and witness statements in what became one of the most closely watched cases in the country's recent memory. As I followed these developments, I found myself